Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Rick dropping in on you. Hope everybody is doing great. It's Thursday. Wow. Thankful Thursday. We're going to take a little bit of a twist on Thankful Thursday today. I want to talk about circles. I want to talk about how hard it is to be thankful in the wrong circle, how hard it is to build a positive environment in the wrong circle, how difficult it is to achieve consistent success if you haven't taken the time to build a winning circle. And we're going to talk about what makes a winning circle, what you should be looking for, the people you should be intentionally developing relationships and connecting with. This segment of Thankful Thursday is brought to you by the Visionetics Institute and the Procrastination, Breaking the Curse of Procrastination webinar, which is taking place next Friday. Next Friday, I am going to do a 2-hour webinar on breaking the curse of procrastination. We're going to identify the causes of procrastination. We're going to go through exercises to help you in real time develop a couple of skill sets and strategies to get through some of those moments where you know you need to take action and you don't. You've heard me say this more times than I can put a number on, that procrastination is both the thief of time and opportunity. If you are a procrastinator, you are literally robbing yourself of opportunities to lift, elevate, empower, and advance yourself in this life and live life at the level of your design. If you're procrastinating, if you're putting off for tomorrow the things that need to be done today, you are definitely losing. So if you're really serious about dealing with procrastination and you're honest with yourself and you know you're a procrastinator, you know who you are. Sitting up and denying it does not get you past it, but definitely engaging it with proven strategies can get you through it. I've helped thousands of people literally get past procrastination and take action. Look, one of the first big moves in success is what? Making a move, taking action before you're ready. Literally, talk to anybody who's successful. People will sit around thinking, I'm going to wait till I'm ready. You're actually never going to be ready. I'm going to wait for the right time. It's never the right time. I'm going to get this taken care of. I'm going to get that taken. I'm looking for the perfect opportunity. It does not exist. But what you can do is learn how to take decisive and meaningful action and then make adjustments. This 2-hour webinar is only $99. Look in the description box, sign up. I'm taking the first 100 people to fill that class, and we're going to go get it. We're going to experience change, and we're going to leave with little skill sets that will help us get through developing the right habits. So again, I want to encourage you to do that. So let's talk about circles. Man, I'm real big on who you have around you. I'm real big on it. I can remember being in high school and my 11th grade English teacher, who was probably one of the most feared teachers in the school, if not the most feared teacher in the school, because she demanded such a high standard of us students, and she graded on such a hard scale that kids would literally cry when they saw her on the schedule, be right down at the counselor's office trying to get off out of her class into someone else's class. But she took me under her wing long before I actually was in the 11th grade. She ran into me and got to know me, and she stuck with me, and she would watch me, and she would watch who I was around. And one day she caught me hanging out with one of my buddies from the neighborhood, and she asked me what I was doing hanging around him. I said, that's my friend. She said, let me tell you something. So she said, son, association brings about assimilation. You keep hanging around him, you're going to start acting like him. You keep hanging around him, you're going to start thinking like him. You keep hanging around him, you'll be talking like him. And the next thing you know, you will be like him. And you have so much in front of you. Choose your friends. But what she said was, be careful of the company you keep. The company you keep is going to determine your environment. The company you keep is going to determine your consistent mindset. The company you keep will dictate how you think. You're going to be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time around. Here's the thing. When you look at things that we like to associate ourselves with things that are, strong, powerful. So we talk about the lions, and me being a Leo. I love big cats, but we talk about being a lion, the roar of the lion, the king of the jungle, all this stuff like this here. But I never seen a lion negotiating or kicking it with a hyena. They don't think alike. They don't have the same goals. And the lion understands that the hyena really wants what he got, because that's what hyenas are. They're scavengers. They're vultures. They're vultures on feet. They're looking for you to make the kill. Then they're going to come in and try to take it from you. And the lion understands, I'm not negotiating with hyenas. I'm not sitting around negotiating with gazelles. I'm out here to make a move. I'm out here to do something. So I need other lions around me. And what you need is people around you who are going to inspire you, stimulate you, energize you, pour into you in exchange for you doing the same for them. There needs to be a reciprocity involved in the people in your circle. Now, I was talking to a client the other day, and what I explained is the exchange of energy isn't always like energy. So say, for instance, you've got somebody that pours into you in a way, let's simplify it. Somebody pours into you financially. They see you're going through something and they give you $10 to get through it. And then you turn around and you actually pour back into them with authentic appreciation and a true heart of gratitude, which actually replenishes the energy they just spent in giving you the money. It wasn't the money that was the thing. It was the energy that came from the heart that made them want to give. You got to understand how this thing works. You're going to either have people who are pouring into you to keep you energized, to keep you empowered, to keep you lifted, or you're going to have people that are literally draining the energy and life out of you, out of your vision, out of your dream, out of your aspirations. And literally, so then you got to be careful for the ones that are literally there, that literally are looking for ways to undercut you and pull you back into the box solely because you getting out of the box is a conviction of their mediocrity. Let me tell you something. Average is a default setting. If you just show up and do what everybody else does, you get average. And what we have done is entered into an environment, into a culture that literally celebrates average. Think about it. You literally go to school and you can get a C, which is average. You can even get a D, which is below average, and actually be considered successfully passing. You are going to get pass to the next grade and eventually get a diploma, even though you performed on an average or below average level. But then when you get out in life, it doesn't translate. You can't go anywhere and have a C mentality, C performance, a D performance, and get on. Your job is not going to promote you with a C or a D performance. Your business will not thrive with a C or a D performance. Your marriage will definitely squander under a C or D performance. So what happens? You get people who are caught in this box of average, and they've got all these excuses of why they're there. And because so many people are there, they feel comfortable there. This is where everybody hangs out at. But you weren't built to hang out where everybody hangs out. You were built to be in a space that God designed you to be in, where you stand out. You don't hang out, you stand out. But in order to stand out, you got to be around people who inspire you. You need some people in your circle that have been where you're trying to go. You need some people in your circle that can lay some advice on you about some of the things you need to look out for. You need some people in your circle that will literally behave selfishly on your behalf when you aren't. You need some people that'll sit up and say, I see you giving yourself, but you're giving too much. Come over here. You need some people that's just going to sit up and say, I see what you're doing, but let me help you here. You're doing too much. You need some people who literally care about the fact that you are here for a reason. People who care about you succeeding. Passion is addictive, so you need to be around people who are passionate. I tell people all the time, my goal isn't just to affect people. My goal is to infect people. I want to be contagious. See, I can affect one life by coming in contact with you, but if I come in contact with you and I'm infectious, then I am literally passing on. I'm literally passing on to you by way of infectious passion and energy what I'm infected with. I'm contagious. and I'm passing the contagion of faith, the contagion of hope, the contagion of high standard, the contagion of aspiration. I'm passing it on to you. But guess what? Now you're infectious. You're contagious. So it doesn't stick with you. You take it with you and you go infect other people. People I never met are infected by the passion I initiated through being infectious and contagious. You need to have those people around you that the moment you walk in the room, they lift you. You could be having a down moment. You know who you're gonna go get with because you know the moment you're in their presence, your spirit lifts. They know exactly what to say. They know exactly how to behave around you. And then you need people who are keenly cognizant and aware of who you are. You need people that when you're feeling down, when you're starting to question yourself, when the X's and the dots aren't connecting and you're starting to go, what have I gotten myself into? They'll sit down and remind you, you got this. What do you need me to do? Tell me how I can help. Here's what I see. Let me help you with this. You need people who are going to fan your flames. You need people who are going to feed your flames. You don't need those people who are literally sucking the life out of you. You need to put people in your circle who are going to strengthen your resolve and give you the energy you need to get out of it. One of the things, let me tell you something. Energy is an extremely limited and valuable commodity. You only have so much energy. I don't care how much you want to do something, there's only so much energy to do it. Here's the thing. If you're not careful, you're going to get with people who are stuck in the past. If you're not careful, you're going to get around people who are caught up in what used to be. If you're not careful, you're going to get around people who can't get past what happened. And what happens is when you get around those people, they keep pointing back to the past. Well, let me tell you, this limited energy you got, if you keep energizing past memories, if you keep energizing past failures, if you keep energizing what used to be, if you keep you won't have any energy to project into what you're trying to do, what you're trying to become, what you're trying to build, what you're trying to do. You're going to have to find people who will help you manage your energy. Careful of the company you keep. You got to have let me tell you something, real friends, real people who care about you. I'm not talking about people you just known for a long time so you feel obligated to. Those aren't friends, those are connections. Some of those connections and bonds need to be broken. There are some people in your family that you need to keep at a distance. You love on them, you be there for them when you can, but they can't be consistently in your circle because the energy they bring is devastating to your purpose, devastating to your vision, devastating to your dream. You need to find some people that you can trust, that will push you, encourage you, nurture you, inspire you, empower you. You need some people that ain't afraid to pour into you because they're afraid you're going to pass them up. You need some people that'll sit up and say, I'm going to consider myself successful when you transcend what I've done. I'm literally wanting you to do better than me. You need some people like that. What does your circle look like? You're trying to build something. You're trying to go somewhere. You're trying to do something. And now let me hit you with a real reality because everybody is not in the same place, and that's okay. Let me hit you with a real hard reality right here. Some of you don't even have the aspiration to be different, to be better, to be higher. You are actually okay where you're at. And because of the people you're around, you don't even realize that's not how God designed you. God didn't design you to be static, to be stagnant. God designed you to be consistently growing into something better, something greater, something stronger, something more powerful, something more influential, something more impactful in this world. That's what God designed you to do. That's what God designed you to be. But because you're around a bunch of people, that's okay with average. You're sitting there and you're thinking everything is okay, but you're going to look up one day and you're going to wish you had made the change. You're going to look up one day and wish you would have actualized your potential. One of my mentors told me a long time ago, and I've heard Les Brown mention it since then, but Dr. Miles Monroe said this years ago. He said that the cemetery is the wealthiest place on the planet. Here's why. People with the gift to speak never spoke. People with the gift to write didn't write. Books not written. Research papers not done. Articles not written. Speeches not written. Businesses not started. Inventions not created, relationships not developed because they didn't tap into their potential. They didn't pursue the fullness of their design. They didn't desire to fulfill and make good with the promise of their potential to the designer. See, the promise of your potential in your design and your gift is actually a promissory note that you've got to fulfill to the designer. He put it in you. You got to literally live it out, walk it out, become it. Because at some point you got to give an account of what you did with what you were given. And see, you live in a world that'll point out all the things wrong and never highlight the beautiful thing on the inside of you, the gift. The gift, Proverbs says the gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. But very few people are even aware of the gift because they spend so much time focusing on all the negative things, giving their energy to the things that sucking the life out of them instead of pointing their hope towards the ability to rise out of it. That's our responsibility. Oh, guard your circle. Be intentional about your circle. Stand up and know that you literally are going to shape your future by the people you're around. You can't have people who are okay with being average consistently in your space because you don't think the same. And you're either going to affect their thinking or they're going to affect yours. The more people you have around you that's okay with being average, the more comfortable it becomes for you to rest there. But when you got people that's on that grind, that's going to sit up and say, let's go. When you got people, you're looking at them and you're seeing what they're capable of doing and knowing you have the same capacity. It wakes you up. It brings something. It lights a fire on the inside of you. And then once that fire is lit, and those same people will fan the flames. Come on. You got to be able to get around people who are doing what you're trying to do or more. You've got to be willing to bring all of you to the game, knowing that you're going to exchange powerful exchanges of energy in the way of hope, in the way of faith, in the way of expectation and anticipation, in the way of planning and strategy. And all this stuff is going to come together. You do extraordinary and exceptional things together. Get out of this mindset that they're self-made anybody. Nobody's self-made. We were designed to be, we are designed and we are classified in the mammal classification of species, which means we are by nature social creatures, which means we are designed to work together. But who are you working with? Are you working with someone that's working against the grain of what you're trying to do? Or are you working with someone that's working in direct alignment with what you're trying to do? That's your responsibility to understand that. It's time to get ourselves together, and it's our responsibility. Nobody owes us anything. We've got to go out and get it. And I'm telling you, sometimes you don't feel like it. That's why you need a powerful circle. Sometimes you wake up and everything that you thought was going to be a certain way, it seems like everything is going wrong. That's why you need somebody in your circle that reminds you that you are who you thought you were. You're just going through something. You need somebody in your circle that's going to remind you that your circumstances are circumstantial and temporal, meaning that they're not to be taken in light of a total gauge of what your life is going to be like. You're going through something. Everybody goes through things. That if you go through it understanding it can only make you better, it does. If you go through it thinking it will destroy you, it will take you over. You need people who will remind you you're built for this. You need people who remind you, oh, you got this. You need people who will take you back like Jeremiah and say, you remember when that happened and you made it through it. Jeremiah said, these things I recall to mind, therefore I have hope. I remember when this should have killed me. I remember when this should have broke me. I remember when they thought I was out of the game, but here I am still standing, still breathing, still fighting. I have hope. You need people who are going to set your flame of hope afire when it's being extinguished by life circumstances. I'm trying to get you to understand. You might need to step back and count your friends and look at what they're representing in your life. Look at the way you're moving in your family. It's not that you stop loving anybody. It's that you put them in the right, proper place based off of the prioritization of having people in your life who are going where you're going that will ensure your success, and you do the same for them. Oh, I'm talking about making some things happen. That same teacher that told me association brings about assimilation told me, son, maybe a year or two later, told me, son, the word can't will never apply to you. Never be around someone who uses it when referring to you. Never be around someone who easily embraces the idea of impossibility. Find people who reach for stars. Find people who aren't afraid to step out beyond the boundaries of comfort. Those are the people you connect with. They're going to challenge you. You're going to be uncomfortable a lot, but you better get comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's where things happen. Choose your circle wisely. Be careful of the company you keep. And before I go, I'm going to remind you what I said. If you are a procrastinator, you want to sign up for this webinar I'm doing next Friday on the 25th at noon. Breaking the Curse of Procrastination is probably one of the most popular webinars I've ever done. I've done it a few times. Look, I've helped thousands of people get through procrastination. It's a habitual thing. It will destroy you. Procrastination is the thief of time and opportunity. Little things you put off. Little things. You got to understand, there are 86,400 seconds in a day. When they're gone, they're gone. How you invest in that 86.4 is going to determine the outcome of your life. What opportunities are you passing up because you're afraid of failure? What opportunities are you passing up because you're afraid of discomfort? What opportunities are you passing up because you're concerned about what people are going to say? Why? First of all, you got to discover what's driving your procrastination. A lot of times it's fear of a bunch of different things. Fear of uncertainty, fear of failure, all these other different things. Let me tell you something. Failure is inevitable. Failure is how you get there. You fail forward. I'm going to show you all of that. I'm going to teach you strategies you can use right then and there during the webinar that's going to open your eyes, that's going to open a lane, that's going to change it. Just take the action. Taking the action is so important. One of the biggest steps in winning, in succeeding, is taking action before you think you're ready. Procrastinators love to wait for the right time, the right opportunity, when I feel better, when I feel like it. Oh, most of the things you're going to win at in life are going to happen when you're doing things you don't feel like doing. Trust me. That's what separates the winners from the average and the losers, of the people who, when they don't feel like it. See, everybody can do things when they feel like it. That doesn't separate you from anybody. Then other people can do things when they absolutely can see how it's going to turn out. That puts you in the average to kind of above average. The winners, the people who you call phenomenal, the people you call exceptional, the people you call great, are the ones who wake up and when they don't feel like it, they go hard in the paint. Stop procrastinating. I'm inviting you to be a part of this. For $99, you're going to get this. I promise you, this is worth more, 10 times more than that, easily. 10 times more than that, because when you stop procrastinating, you're going to start making moves. You're going to see it come to you. When you stop procrastinating, you're going to start seizing the opportunities that are constantly. Let me tell you something. Opportunities don't have long shelf lives. A lot of people think, well, when this happens, no, it might not be there. The opportunity is there now. Seize it. Make the adjustments you need to make, but seize it. Prioritize your progression. Prioritize moving forward and getting something done. This is what the things that I've accomplished wasn't because I chose the easy route. The things that I've accomplished wasn't because I sit back and I played it safe. The things I've done is because I see something, I say, I'm going to have it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to be it, and then I go until I get it. People ask, well, what is it? I'm relentless. Well, Doc, you got this many degrees. I had to be relentless to get them. Doc, you wrote that many books. I had to be relentless to write them. Doc, you've had this, you started this many companies. I had to be relentless to go that hard and to paint that long, take that many beatings, because trust me, in business, you taking beatings. I don't care how pretty they make it sound, but the thing is, I'm still standing. I'm still going. I'm still doing. I'm still becoming, because I go. It's a mindset, and I tell people all the time, it's real simple. Once I make up in my mind to have something, there's only two options for me. There's only two. I'm going to get it or I'm going to die trying. Quitting isn't an option. Surrendering isn't an option. Sitting up saying, well, maybe it wasn't this. Maybe it's not God's will. I will not withhold any good thing from you. So if it's a good thing and you're going to do a good thing with it, don't blame it on God that you don't have it. Blame it on the fact that you're not willing to go the distance. Blame it on the fact that you're not willing to take action. Blame it on the fact that you're willing to sit up and play in the corner of comfort. Nothing happens in the corner of comfort but stagnancy and complacency, and an inability to step into the pure nature of your power to be a true representation of the designer. On that note, look, I'm out of here. I hope to see all you guys, look, I'm accepting 100 people. So when 100 people hit, the offer comes down for $99. Step in. We go one-on-one. You will be able to participate. You will be able to ask questions. You will be able to give case studies of exact examples in your life, and we'll break it down. We'll talk about it. I'll give you some practices that you can practice right there. I'll show you some techniques that are unbelievably powerful, yet relatively simple. Then we'll go into the deeper mentality of what you need to do on a regular basis in order to stop procrastinating. Some of the things that are really deep, some of the things rooted in your childhood, all of that stuff. We're going to pull it out, unpack it. We're going hard in the paint, and we're going to sit there. Normally I say 2 hours. We always end up doing more. And here's the beautiful thing. If you can't make it, still sign up, because I'm recording it, and I'm going to make sure if you're supposed to be there and see it and you can't see it, you're going to get the full recording. And if you need a follow-up with me, I'm willing to do the follow-up with you. I just want you to win, but you got to get in the game. You got to get in the game. So I'm inviting you. Click the link, sign up. I'm out of here. Oh, I almost forgot my little thing. Every now and then I go so hard I get back past myself. I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. What does that mean? I'm not leaving any potential. I'm not taking it to the grave. I'm going to live my life every day. So when I go to sleep at night, I know I've given that day everything I have. I took my 86.4. I slept 7 to 8 hours. I spent time with friends and loved ones. And then I put in the grind. And I left it all out there. And I'm going to bed so that I can restore, rejuvenate, recover, so I can wake up and go do it again. I'm not taking it to the grave. I'm not going to get there and say, man, I probably should have did that. Nah, I'm going to do it, or do my best to do it, die doing it, but I'm not going to sit up and pass on it, bark on it, play on it because I'm afraid. That's my challenge to you. Go get it. Don't you dare pass on opportunities to win. They are few and far between. And here's the thing. Life tends to deliver to you opportunities based on how you behave when you see them. If you keep passing on them, they become few and far between. So again, make a move, do some things, change your perspective, but definitely be careful of the company you keep. On that note, I'm out of here. I want to thank all you guys for dropping in. Talk to you soon.